Yeah. Me.
Are you coming in or what?
I'm not gonna let some wave jockey who likes to hang out and bag rays blow it for me.
Our guest tonight is a horror icon. We have watched her grow up from an 11-year-old in a weird Victorian clown outfit with a bozo red nose to the drop-dead gorgeous woman she is today. A Fangoria Hall of Famer. From Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. The lovely and talented Mrs. Yes, sorry guys, she's married, Danielle Harris.
Jazz hands. Danielle. Hi, babe. I just watched this great clip of you, and it was so much fun to see you getting kind of terrorized by the kids. They're like mocking you that you're an orphan. I'm like, what does that make you feel when you see that kind of stuff?
So funny story. So last night I showed Carter, who's my older son, Halloween 4 for the first time. Of course, I fast forwarded through all of the scenes except for mine because I didn't want him to get confused or, he doesn't need to see any of the other stuff. And of course, we saw you. David's like, yes, keep fast forwarding through that part.
Hey.
And whoops, fast forward. And the boys came out when Jamie was getting, tortured that she was an orphan in the movie. And I said to my son, look, that's what bullying is. Look how mean they were to mommy. That's really not nice. So we had that nice little discussion. And my nephew, who's 5, also watched it. And he was hiding in his clothes like this the whole movie. And Carter was glued to the TV screen. And when I was done, I showed him the nightmare scene first, and then I turned it off just to see, is he going to be cool? And he looked at me and he goes, I want to watch it again, Mommy. I wasn't scared. And I was like, oh, great. So I watched the whole thing, and he said he loved it and he wants to watch it again. And then Brody said he never wants to see it again.
I showed my son the Halloween films when he was, I think he was 7 or 8. He's 11 now. And when he saw Halloween 1, he was bored to tears. He was like, this is the most boring movie I've ever seen. When's this guy going to kill somebody? This is terrible. So I said, well, let's watch the new one with Rob Zombie. And he was like, man, that movie is so good. Why aren't all the Halloween movies like this one? So he's a Rob Zombie aficionado.
And he's a good one to be an aficionado of.
Well, that's a really good question, because you've been in so many Halloweens. What is the big difference between the Dwight Little and the Rob Zombie?
I think it's just time, I think 99 or 89, versus 2007. We made such a huge jump, I mean, that's why I think I didn't even come back in 5 as the killer or crazy, because I think it was even too soon back then to really go there. Now I think it would be a different story. I mean, look, in the new Halloween, they kill kids, I mean, that I was like, wait, whoa, we have to go there? That was unexpected. I mean, you have to continue to shock the audience.
Right.
So I think, I loved Rob Zombie's remake, but I think it was his idea of what Halloween would be like if he could do it. It was very much a Rob Zombie film. And if you don't like Rob Zombie, you're not going to like it, regardless of if you like Halloween. It's very stylized. So where Dwight was more classic horror, so the pace moved slower, and it wasn't as violent. It was more suspense than violent. Rob's is really violent.
You're right. Yeah, the character played by William. Yes. Amazing, right? That's what made that film so incredibly chilling for me, is the fact that guy was so real in his abuse. And that was like, this is exactly what happens when you're horrible to kids. You know, you're creating a narcissist in training, and that was really, we're having some technical stuff happening right now above my head. So much fun. Never supposed to notice that, by the way. But yeah, William Forsythe made that Michael Myers understandable. You know, it was kind of like what they did with Joker. You know, when they give him that backstory of, oh my God, no wonder. And you have a sensitivity now that is like, it's a painful connection because you feel for that person so bad and you can understand why and what they did. So,
for sure.
It was great to see you in that Halloween when I got to go to that premiere and be a part of that. That was really, really fun.
I can't believe it was so many years ago. It just feels like yesterday.
Right.
It doesn't feel like it was that long ago. It's crazy.
No, I know. It's been a long time. I mean, since we've all really actually gotten to get together. When was the last time you saw Ellie?
Probably the 35th convention. So that's years ago, right? Right.
That's about the same for me too. Mm-hmm. She's a sweetheart. Yeah. And, you know, I think that there's actually a little bit of a trick or treat that I have for you besides.
What's going on right now? Something seems weird. Hi, Ellie. How are you?
Hi, Danielle. What up, bitches? Look at my poster.
Looky.
I'm right there. Got you guys there too.
And I have you up on the green screen.
Wait, Danielle, what is behind you? Show me all those things.
So I finally moved to a house where I didn't need a guest room. So I was like, I can't just have another room with a bed in it that I don't do anything with. So I took all my stuff out of storage and designed this room that I film in now. So I've been using it a ton, actually, because I don't want this stuff like all over the house, because that would just be weird. So it's just in one room. So I've got this wall.
Wow!
And then I've got some more posters over there. And then, oh my God, my mom's trying to FaceTime me right now.
Oh, yeah, FaceTime. Put her on. I want to say hi.
Hi. Tell your mom I said hi.
I'm so mad if she's on TV right now.
Well, you don't have to put her on TV. Just let us say hi. Hi, Fran.
Get rid of her. Okay, wait. All right, hold on.
That's so close. Oh, bummer.
Her back. She's gonna be mad.
Wait, Kathleen, why are you on green screen?
Oh, you'll see.
So I write the most like beautiful introduction for Ellie, and you just bring her in without me talking.
Well, yes, and Ellie, this is our Corey Gomez aficionado on everything Halloween and coolness and fandom. Yeah, he's my guy. So you let's hear your. He's in Nebraska.
I am.
And Ellie, where are you? Where are you right now?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
I'm 30 miles out to sea off the coast of Cape Cod on Nantucket Island.
Nice.
God, you look the same. Doesn't she look exactly the same?
Yes.
So do you guys.
Oh my God. Well, I think Danielle just got maybe more curvy.
Not that much curvier.
Not that much, but like just enough. She's like sexy, hot, teenage, young mom.
Hey, Danielle.
Yes.
Wasn't it freaky how, like, over the years we would run into each other in the most random settings?
Yes. I saw you
Do you ever think about that? Do you remember that outside of the
Staples Center, right?
Yes.
I think that was one of my first dates with my husband too. Now my husband, but back then I think we were just dating. I know, totally.
Oh my God. Do you have kids yet?
I do. I have two.
What?
I have two boys.
Danielle, that is wicked good.
So weird.
That's so exciting.
I'm I love being a boy's mom. I couldn't imagine anything else.
I can totally see it.
I was saying how I showed them I showed the older one Halloween 4 last night just to see like what would happen.
And what'd they do?
Loved it. I just put in my scene so he can, he just needs
my kids used to watch and go, there's my other mommy.
The funny thing is that I did a photo shoot recently and I used like the Michael Myers costume.
Yeah.
But I have my husband dressed up as Michael. So now when they see Michael they call him Daddy.
Danielle.
Wow. They're like, you're little Jamie. Why they call you Jamie? That's mommy. And then Michael, and then they see him in the bushes outside and they go, there's Daddy. It's horrible.
I want to hear the intro for Ellie.
What?
We have an intro for you. We're gonna lay it down so so we can pay homage to you and your amazingness.
You have an intro to me? Oh,
yeah.
Cheese and crackers. What's that going to look like?
Well, we have all kinds of footage that we're going to play, but yeah, we're definitely going to.
I wrote it when I was supposed to be working in my day job today. I wrote an introduction for you.
Let her rip, Corey.
This guest has had a rough spot in her roles, from dealing with a drunk mom in an ABC after-school special to getting mixed up with the mob and married to the mob. Things then went from bad to worse as she was stalked by Michael Myers in 2 different Halloween films. It's no surprise she quit and started producing after these roles and opened a restaurant. She is actress, producer, and in my opinion, one of the most beautiful women in film, the lovely Ellie Cornell.
I agree. Don't laugh. You're so fabulous. Both of you. Look at these gorgeous women. So talented.
You're as pretty today as you were when I saw you in the feed year, like, I don't know how many years ago. And I don't mean that in a creepy perv way.
Thanks, you guys. That's so sweet. Can I get a copy of that? I would love to see it.
Sure.
Look at all your Fangorias, Danielle. Back it up, sister.
Oh, I know, right?
She's Hall of Fame. She's literally Hall of Fame Fangoria.
Crazy. I know.
I have that Michael Myers poster in my garage, actually, part 4.
Oh, yeah.
Wait,
Yeah, yours. I have yours. I have that pillow on my couch somewhere.
You always have that poster in your house, don't you, Ellie? It's always right there in your living room.
Oh, it's right there. No, I have to show you what I did with this poster. Hold on.
Oh my God. It's so movable. She turns it around. What is that? That's when you have your PTA meetings.
You just piece of poster board and like, where do I have? I know where I have one. Anyway, I'm not fans. I'm not. Whatever. Yeah, I turned it into. I repurposed it. That's all.
No, that's great. And when when it's seasonal, it's time to bust it out. But yeah, no, I love it. We were just talking about all the different styles of Halloweens that were out there, and because Danielle was in 4 or 5, and the new ones with Rob Zombie. But I'm curious about the two of you, this sweet little double scoops that you are right now. It's like my favorite moment between you two. So sweet. But what was your favorite behind the scene moment and favorite scene on the film? Like we've seen this film so many times, all of us. And when you know that this particular part is coming up, that you look forward to it every single time. So like the moment that you remember, like one of your most clear moments of behind the scenes, we'll start with 4, I guess. And what's your favorite moment that you look forward to seeing? Danielle, we'll start with you.
I like when Earl gets his head ripped off. That's one of my favorite. And I think I didn't see it. Like, I don't know if I was actually there. I don't think they would let me see that. I mean, I saw everything else, but not that for some reason. And I remember Ellie and I were just screaming to nothing. Like, we were doing all of that with absolutely nothing there, which is, when I saw it last night, I was like, God, they were so good. Like, I don't even know if I can now, it was just so good.
Remember the guys on the set had like the 2x4s under the truck and they were bouncing on it, so it looked like we were riding in the truck. I mean, that was movie magic. Like all that stuff was added, all the CGI, the head ripped off, all that was added in. So we were reacting to nothing. Like, right? High five, sister.
Yeah, it was pretty impressive. It was really impressive.
When I saw that in the theaters, I lost it. I was like, wow, that was so scary.
So scary. His neck just gets, that is so grisly.
It was seamless how they made that, I don't know.
That gag work.
It had to have been the come on, Danielle, the rooftop? Are you kidding me?
Of course. Yeah, I know. I just always think of like how I can't believe they let us do that. You know, I just cannot believe that they just, and we didn't say anything. We were just like, and you were in like loafers.
And we weren't even harnessed to each other. Like, what was to keep you from flying off my back?
Nothing. They didn't do anything. We literally just, thank God, I just held on to you and you held on to the roof.
But like even that funky rooftop they built out in the middle of nowhere, that was still really high off
really high
downstage, where it was like people were standing there with mats and whatever. Like that was nuts.
Scary, really, really scary. It was horrible. I remember you ripping your stomach open when you slid down.
I think that was my last night on the shoot, and then I stayed up all night, and then Dwight and I flew back home on the plane. I mean, what an experience!
Did you go to the hospital and get stitches for that, Ellie?
No, I didn't need stitches. It's way overblown. I mean, it's not like I came unzipped and my guts were hanging out. No, it was fine. I mean, and they always had the on-site medic,
right?
And they were all overly concerned about all of us. I mean, they take great care of us, but God, wouldn't that be cool if I had a wicked scar and I was like, here, let me show you, but I don't.
In the shape of H4. Just like cougar, like.
Oh my God.
Branding.
Do you mind if I ask all three of you ladies a question?
Go for it.
How in the hell is it possible that none of you have aged? Like, I used to have a long ponytail when I watched Halloween 4 and 5. And now all three of you look, well, I mean, of course, Danielle, you're not 11 anymore. But like, you all look amazing. How is that humanly possible? Like, I feel like I really got screwed by God in this.
Ellie, why don't you answer? How do you do it?
Behind you? What's your whole collection of films behind you?
Oh, I have I have more. My whole basement is encased in movies because I have no friends except for Kathleen. She's my only friend. So like I watch movies all day with my son.
I had to rescue him from his dungeon of DVDs.
She truly is my only friend. I've said that 100 times.
It's not any pressure for me at all either. I don't feel any pressure. Zero. So, tell me what Halloween 5 was like. The difference between Halloween 4 and 5, because I've always wanted to know this, and never had a chance to ask you guys. Was it as much fun without me there?
I think it was just
impossible.
It felt, I don't know. I mean, I was so young, all I just know is for me, it felt more seasoned. Like, I think I was more excited and could play a little bit more because I had, Halloween 4, I didn't really know, obviously, what the hell was going on. So, and I developed a great relationship with Wendy, just like I had, with Ellie. So it felt similar and comfortable, but I mean, it was harder for me, that's for sure. But I had a hell of a lot more to do. But I felt like I aged so much between like the first one and the second one. It was just a different vibe. Dominique was just totally different than Dwight was.
In what way?
Yeah, when I got the script for Halloween 5, I knew it was coming down the pike because I'd lived through 4. I was like, when's it going to arrive? And then the script came, read through it, and I mean, I've said this a gazillion times, but he had, or whoever, I can't remember who wrote 5, but they had Rachel getting scissors shoved down her throat. So that was really A, phallic, B, inappropriate, C, totally not Rachel. So I was like, I'll do it, but I'm not doing that. I'm sorry, that's just gross. So they rewrote it, and I flew out, and I agree with Danielle. It was just a totally different experience.
Uh-huh.
I mean, they were lovely. It was fine. I think I lived 12 minutes into it. But, the whole nude shower scene where my double was naked, I love that girl. She was awesome. But I just didn't, it was a whole different experience
Uh-huh.
from a directorial standpoint.
Right.
Totally different.
Uh-huh. Did you miss Dwight?
Oh, hell yeah. Didn't you, Danielle?
Yeah, there was a comfort factor.
And he took it so seriously. Like he treated us like a porcelain dolls. He, even the whole project, he took it he had so much integrity. And Dominique was wonderful, but he had just a whole different approach.
Uh-huh.
He had more of a flair. I think there was just some.
I liked how as a fan, he made Halloween 4 a horror movie, but the way the sequences were filmed, especially at the end, he also blended like an action movie into it too. So I thought that was really cool because you went from like the slow-paced stalker films to like more of a quick tempo. Like I said, it was like a horror action film, which that hadn't really been done before. So I thought that was really slick.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I thought Dwight was pretty great. He,
There we are. Hi, Danielle.
I just texted you.
I couldn't talk to you because I know I was going to see you in a minute.
At the front door. Kathleen!
Kicking it with Kathleen!
Am I the surprise or are they the surprise?
You're a surprise to Ellie. She's a surprise to Danielle. And yeah, you're a surprise to everybody.
Just text me.
Isn't that weird? No, I swear to God. This is how...
Ellie, you never text me.
Holy crikey.
And
Where are you sitting right now, young lady?
Me?
Ellie.
Me?
You're in front of a green screen.
I'm either in Manhattan or I'm on Nantucket Island, and that's where I am tonight.
Wow.
So 30 miles off the coast of Cape Cod. You know where Nantucket is.
I do.
Dwight, you were such a great director. Great teacher.
Are you guys reminiscing about Halloween 4?
You think?
Oh my God, that was so freaking fun.
It was. Oh my goodness. Okay, can I tell my, let's see, what is my Halloween story? I get asked, Ellie and Danielle, you know the same thing. I get asked all the time to do a book or to do one thing or another. They call from Brazil. They send me things from Spain. Am I right?
Oh.
Because you're a hottie.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. How are you, Kathleen? What are you doing with this show?
I just really wanted to bring my friends together that I have worked with throughout the years. I'm starting at the beginning of my career and I'm just going to keep going. And the premise of this is to just kick it, reminisce, remember great times. I have a few questions, but it's more just like hanging out. This movie I hold so dear to my heart because it was my first franchise film. It was such a young age for all of us. And, Dwight, you made it so much fun. And you made us all feel so protected. Danielle and Ellie were just talking about you and how, you looked after us. And it was a beautiful set.
It was at night. It was always at night.
Yeah.
It was exhausting, I thought, a little bit.
And I agree.
I have to say, one memory I have is I had a cell phone that was, the suitcase. It was like this big with a cell phone and a big antenna, and if I walked down the sidewalk and stood in a certain place, I could make a cell phone call to Mustafa. That's how long ago this was. That was my cell phone.
Very James Bond.
It was very James.
Early caveman years.
It is unbelievable. Well, let's talk. What's everybody doing? Let me know what's everybody doing.
Well, I know Danielle's working on a movie, and Ellie's working all the time, and you're working. What's going on?
Who's the other gentleman with us?
Oh, but by the way, yes, this is my dear friend Corey Gomez. He's one of our producers and the aficionado of all things.
Hey, Corey.
Entertainment.
How are you?
I'm okay. There you are. It just says Gomez family.
Yeah, that's good.
We're a suspect of Corey, but we like him.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
You know.
I even wrote an introduction for you, too.
Yeah, let's hear it. He's written a beautiful introduction for everyone. I want to hear Dwight's. You ready, Dwight?
Oh, my God.
I got my Coors Banquet. I'm ready.
Okay, go.
Our next guest has directed them all, from Brandon Lee and Rapid Fire to the great Steven Seagal and Marked for Death, even a giant anaconda. Halloween 4, Freddy's Nightmares, Free Willy 2, and other terrifying films. Please welcome Dwight Little.
Yeah.
And if I ever meet you, will you please sign my copy of Marked for Death?
Oh, Marked for Death.
Also featuring Danielle Harris, where she gets gunned down by the Jamaican voodoo posse.
As well. It happens.
One of my favorite movies of all time. I showed it to my son when he was 4.
Oh, that's good parenting.
Hey, I'm a great parent. Hey, and he started studying martial arts.
I insisted to Stephen that we get Danielle. I insisted. There's no one else.
And he respected her, because I remember when she got gunned down, he pokes at the doctor's chest and goes, "You treat this girl like the president of the United States."
Nice. It was
his best film.
It was a big hit. It was a very helpful movie.
Rapid Fire is so amazing too.
Ellie, you've probably seen it over and over, haven't you? Steven Seagal movie.
Me?
Yeah, over and over you've watched that
movie. Over and over. Just it's on a repeat, yeah.
Cannot get enough.
Enough. Enough.
I've also watched Kathleen in Final Round at CIA Target myself. Kathleen's an action icon, and I've told her that.
I know, you're a rock star. How'd your shoot go the other day, Kathleen?
Oh my God, my bikini shoot. I did it.
Amazing. That's the one you did?
Yeah, well, Danielle and I love to use this photographer, Michael Strider, and the shots that he's taken of Danielle are like, oh my God. But she's, yeah, you really know, you bring it, that's for sure. And he was a lot of fun. And it was, there's just such a fine line right now at this age between sexy and skanky. Because you can go into that skanky round because it just looks like you're trying too hard and nobody really likes that. It needs to be relaxed and fun and not. So yeah, I put a side-by-side picture up on Instagram and I was really kind of nervous about it. So I wrote this long soliloquy about when I started really embracing my body at 17 and really working out and getting a routine and never losing that. I had a great coach that, like great directors, they say things that will always stay with you. I had that moment with Dwight when you came up to me in the Five and Dime and you said, hey, we get lost, Wade, but for shits and giggles, let's just say fuck off, Wade. And that was one of my first real improv moments on screen. It's not on the page. I didn't rehearse it to death. I wasn't ready for it, and it freed me up. So, those are great moments. The girls were talking about doing that moment in the truck where Michael's on top and he rips the guy's head off, and they were doing all of that to a green screen. And, you find out really what kind of an actor you are when you are encouraged to be free like that and have that support. So I'm sure Dwight was there for you guys for that too.
I think we had a green screen. We literally were just in the middle of a street, I think, with the car, right? And the camera.
Yeah, it was like a poor man's process with smoke and wind machines and. No, but everybody was a real trooper. I just think that, Ellie, your anger about hitting Michael with the truck went above and beyond. You were as off.
You son of a bitch! I know.
You were like so into that. I was like, whoa.
Ellie, were you channeling somebody for that? Were you using?
I was like, who was that for? That wasn't for Michael. That was for somebody else.
And then Rachel had a black bra when they tore the. Anyway, yeah, that was so fun.
Look, speaking of swimsuits, Kathleen, there's been a lot of conversation about the fireplace scene. You know that, right?
Oh, yes. Like, you mean there was conversation before that they filmed, or
a lot of conversation about when the filmmakers decided to cut on Kathleen's disrobing scene.
Right, just at the last possible second, I would assume.
There has been more comment about that, and I think we did exactly the right thing.
I do too, and I never felt that it was anything other than to be proud of, and that it was like it because you had to get to that super titillating part. And then get busted, you know, because that's the moment. It's not going to happen until you get to that, like, right?
And then walked away. It was so perfect.
Okay, I got to tell you guys, I don't know if you ever heard this one, but when I went to the theater to go see the movie for the first time, I was with my brother Matt, and we were sitting behind these guys, these brothers, and I am disrobed. I'm taking my top off, and the one guy goes, "Well, that's worth about $750 right there."
We also had a very long conversation about where to stash the bra.
Oh.
And now, you don't remember this, but this was, we finally, I don't know whether it was you or Brady, but we decided to stash it under the cushion of the couch.
Yes.
And there was a big conversation, like when Sheriff Meeker comes in.
So what's this?
So that was our solution. Look at behind you, Danielle. Look at your background.
Isn't it gorgeous?
Oh my God! Can we make her bigger again?
Yes.
Say something, Danielle. I want to see that background. What's back there?
Hello. Is it going bigger?
No. Yeah, talk louder.
Hello.
Scream.
My kids are here. Hey guys.
It looks fantastic behind you.
Here for a second.
There it is. Oh my gosh. Look at that.
Wait, but I have more. I have Michael over there.
Oh my God, that's freaky actually.
It is really
the kid.
My other child. Hi guys. They're in their underwear. You want to say to my friends?
Michael's there. Michael's standing there and they're okay about it. Hi, boys.
Cute. Come here. Say hi.
Hey.
Hi.
So cute.
Hi, everybody.
That's Dwight. That's Ellie. You know Aunt Kathleen.
Hi. Hi, guys.
In the movie last night. Remember you said the sister? She was my sister. Like I as my sister. Remember? You watched the Scary Clown movie?
Oh my God, they are so.
Ellie, how old are your? Is everybody for you?
Daughters?
Huh?
How old are my daughters?
Yeah.
27 and 29. Rose is getting married next summer. Grace is already married. I'm going to pull up a picture. Hold on.
For real? The one is married and one's getting married?
What?
One is already married?
Yes. Yeah, she got married in Montecito last spring after the mudslides. Hold on, I'm going to show you a picture. I should find it. Hold
Her
on.
kids are. That's what happens when your kids get older. The pictures start getting further and further away. I have my daughter is 16. She just turned 16.
Is she in Southern California?
My daughter, yes, she better be.
Yes, better.
Hair back.
Okay, here's my family.
Okay, hold it up close.
Very quickly.
Oh
my God. Beautiful girls.
Would you
They're
ladies
really,
mind?
really nice. They're really, really good people.
Really great. Wow. How did that time go by? Oh, well.
Here's my daughter.
Where? Okay, wait.
The blonde.
Hold it close.
Beautiful. Like her mama.
That was at her 16th birthday party. I set up a ring light. It's the new pin the tail on the donkey.
So what is that?
A ring light, like something you would use for filming. So a ring light on a stand. It was like moths to a flame. And all they did for the entire evening was take pictures and just pose. I mean, they had the big balloon arc thing over them. And I made the whole party like a rave with just so many lights and, the electric light dance music is just the endless crescendo. You're just like, whoop, 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 whoop. For 9 kids that are mostly wearing masks. So I'm
sorry, would you ladies mind if I did something real quick? We can't trick or treat here because of COVID, and we have we're the 5th highest state now for COVID. So I have somebody here that would like to say trick or treat to you.
Oh, okay.
COVID.
Bend down.
Trick or treat.
There he is.
This is my son.
Hi.
Hi. Here you go.
He's like super shy.
You can pick one.
Hi.
Pick one.
That's Danielle from Part 4, the little girl. Ellie.
Kathleen. Hi.
You saw Kathleen in Paternity Vacation.
That's not Ellie, that's Rachel.
That's
Rachel. Your brother.
Kelly.
Christian.
Hi, Christian.
Hi, Christian. I'm the director of Halloween 4, buddy.
Trick or treat.
Dwight, how old is your son?
I got one over there close to you. I got one in Emerson. He's 19. He's a freshman at Emerson.
That's a great school.
Yeah. So he's, after trying to talk him out of going to film school, he went to film school. That's a big shock. And then my other one is 23.
Wow.
And so you got a head start on me, though. You definitely got a head start.
Yeah.
So I got 23, and he just turned 19 in Boston, and it's his freshman year, so we're more homesick for him than he is for us, I'm sure.
Yeah. I know.
Michael Myers brings families together.
Yeah, that's right. He's a family man.
Hey, can we all meet in New York sometime and just have dinner?
Yes, please.
Wouldn't that be a fed? Well, when the world gets back to normal.
Yeah.
Well, that's where.
I'm from LA, but I'm based in New York. So if you guys are ever in New York, will you please look me up? Please?
But you're not out here? You are.
No, I still have a place north of LA, but mostly I'm in New York.
Ellie, do you pursue any acting at all anymore? Because
why?
Do you pursue acting at all?
I do. I have a film coming out on Netflix.
Oh.
Netflix just picked it up. It's called Alter Rock.
Fabulous. Congratulations.
Woo! I still have a wicked good fight scene. I don't know why I get in these fight scene things, but yeah. But he wins.
It's because you killed Michael Myers. That's why.
Exactly.
So anyway, that's coming out on Netflix. I don't know when. But other than that, I'm an equity actor. I do theater with a professional theater company on the East Coast, and that's it. Stage and a little tiny bit of film. But I still have an agent in New York, so we'll see.
Yeah, you just keep on going.
Keep on plugging away.
Just keep swimming.
Just keep
JKL, just keep living. That reminds me of Sasha Jensen. He's actually in New York right now. Yeah, I wish he was. He was going to join us. He was totally scheduled to jump in. I don't know what happened to Ellie right there. But Ellie, are you still on? Maybe we lost her connection.
Did she freeze?
I don't know. Looks like we lost her. But yeah, his girlfriend's mom sadly passed away. So they're actually in New York right now. I should let Ellie know that. She just took off. I can't let her know that Brady's in town. But
well, tell him I said hi. I like him. I saw him at one of the conventions. It wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, me too. I've seen him probably like a couple years ago, and what a great guy. I mean, and he and I knew each other in high school before we even signed on to do the film together. Did you know that? Is he
still acting? Is he doing?
Yeah, he's still in the business, and he does different things in different departments, but he's still very much involved, and he has 2 daughters as well, and one of them is in film school as well. So you guys actually have a lot in common right now.
Oh and
he's just a great guy. You know, we've all stayed so friendly, and you know, I've worked with Danielle several times. She directed me in a film that she wrote and produced, and you know, and then she hired me at her Booty Works gym, full service boutique, like everything from Pilates to you know, knock yourself out with bands and kickboxing and all that great stuff. But I taught yoga. And I just did her commentary episode, which was really fun. And that could be something you guys get to do next, too.
Well, Daniel, remember, I ran into you at Universal.
Yeah.
At the red carpet.
Yep.
And to me, I think that was sort of the breakthrough Halloween 4 moment for me. Like when we got to be like an exhibit at the Universal Horror Nights, I thought that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Because that's up there with Walking Dead, and you know, it was like so mainstream. I thought that, you know, Halloween 4 really landed.
Yeah, you don't usually see one of the sequels as
get it
thing, you know?
We had it where we had our own maze.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was really incredible. That was a thrill, I thought.
Your maze was incredible. We used to go to it every year. I was so sad because this was going to be the 30th anniversary this year.
Oh. Yeah, I guess the way they put that together, there was a guy I interviewed with him, and he did an amazing job. The Halloween 4 maze, just amazing.
That's everyone's favorite. It's usually that. It's 4 and 1, but everyone is...
Yeah, well, they're always raving about you, Danielle. You know that.
Always.
Part 4 as a fan is amazing, because I was telling these ladies the way it was a combination of horror and like action film.
Right.
It was so masterful, because you know, if you go back now and watch 1 and 2, I mean, classic movies, but very slow paced. Where part 4 was, you know, it hits the horror elements and then it hits the action elements. You know, the scene where he's hanging on the car at the end, the truck on the end. It was just such a well-blended film. That's why I think, to me, I'm a huge fan of part 3 that Michael Myers isn't in, but as the Michael Myers-based ones go, I go 1-4 like that. So yeah, I do a part 4 very, very close to my heart.
Well, a lot of people, I think it was Danielle, had a lot to do with it. She stole all of our thunder. Way to go. but you're right, because you know, I'm kind of an action guy, and so is Alan. So you know, it wasn't a complete shock that some of that action stuff got into the material. You know, it's like kind of part of my DNA, and I do think it helps the pace of the film. It keeps it moving. It definitely did. So, Kathleen, what can we say for you? We need to make this about you. This is your.
I really wanted to make it about Danielle, but
let's make it about.
But let's make it about me now, then.
Is Ellie gone?
Ellie's gone. I don't know what happened. Okay. Maybe the Nantucket cable just
gave in.
It's midnight. We're down.
Yeah, it's like we're past bedtime. No, but so you're doing TV and you're doing movies, and what's your
yeah, you know what? Well, here's something. This is something I'm really proud of. It's backwards. It says, I should have been nicer to Quentin Tarantino.
Which is the greatest title in the history. I mean, it's just incredibly great. Let me see the back again.
Here's the back.
Are there pictures in the book?
Yes, there are. It's 52 chapters. Here's a nice picture of me riding a horse.
Ghostwriter, or did you sit down and do it yourself?
This is all 100% me.
So you poured your own coffee, you sat in front of your word processor.
At 5 a.m. for 10 years. This is what can happen.
That is really, really great.
Thank you, Dwight. I'm pretty proud of it, and
you should be.
Yeah, it's quite an accomplishment just to feel like, oh God, check, But it was really more of like checking in to myself. Instead of checking this thing off of my to-do bucket list, it was like, whoa, I really, really went on an internal ride. And it was fabulous
Well, you can see the arc of your days.
Oh, shit, there she is. She's back.
It is.
Okay, wait. I want to make sure that you know that you're on right now. He's like doing laundry back there, like, la, 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 la.
I thought she went off to do laundry or something.
Me?
You vanished.
What happened? Where'd you go? You moved.
My computer died. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. I knew it was some kind of technical fun meltdown.
What did I miss? Recap. What I missed?
We were just...
The book. We were talking about the book.
This is my book that I'm going to send to you and to Dwight. And Danielle, I gave her a copy. I don't know if she's had a chance because she's...
Tarantino, Kathleen.
What's that?
How do you know Quentin Tarantino?
He was in my very first acting class.
He hit on it.
Are you guys still friends?
You know what? We're cool. I mean, there's never really been any animosity or anything other than 10 years ago when I was at the DGA Awards with Tanya McKiernan, Stephen Cannell's daughter, who became a director through Renegade. She took me to the DGAs, and Quentin was nominated for Inglourious Bastards. And during his long 7-minute trailer, because, they're going to play him nice and long. It's the DGAs. Let's have some fun. I leaned over to Tanya and I said, I'm going to write a book one day called I Should Have Been Nicer to Quentin Tarantino. And she was like, oh my God, you must. And I'm like, what, write the book? She goes, no, you must go tell him that before we leave here tonight. And I hadn't seen him for quite a long time. This is 10 years ago. And I was 16 when I started acting classes and going to an all-adult, outside of school, very professional, recognizable actor acting class in Toluca Lake that I'd ride my bike to. And, so I was like, oh my God, I think I'm going to go up and tell him that if he doesn't win. Because if he's winning, it's going to be all like, woohoo, Quentin getting away. So he didn't win. Catherine Bigelow won for The Hurt Locker. First time a female won for the DGAs. And that was pretty monumental. And so I went up there, and he's there with Brad and Angie and Christoph Waltz. And I was like, okay, go brass balls. I'm like, hey, Quentin. And he's like, oh my God, Kathleen Kinmont. I was like, hey, it's so great to see you. Congratulations on your life and everything. You're just so great. I love you. I love your work, this movie, all your movies. You're amazing. You're Quentin Tarantino. He's like, well, thanks. I'm like, and I've decided I'm going to write a book called I Should Have Been Nicer to Quentin Tarantino. And he's like, and now I just feel like a total, that was such a charge, walking over and making him laugh. And he's so effervescent, and he's very animated. So watching him do that. So Christoph Waltz was like, who's that? So I got to meet him, and then I just percolated on it for a while, and then I finally did it. And I gave actually Danielle a copy of the book to give to Quentin, because Danielle and Quentin have a great relationship, and he put her.
He's a huge fan.
He's a huge fan, and he even put her in in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And Danielle, I'm dying for you to tell this story, because this is like one of my favorite stories that I know about you.
Well, first of all, I have to jump in. I could not be a bigger fan of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I just loved that movie.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I bought the collector edition that comes with it.
Wow. Look at you.
One of the best movies I've ever seen in my life. I put it right after Pulp Fiction.
It was,
Yes, and Wolf of Wall Street, like that. Like, it was so much fun. Like, there was so much different content that, and especially like anyone who has grown up in the Valley like I have, you're just like landmark after landmark after landmark of our life, right, Danielle?
Well, what pieces did you do? You were at Spawn Ranch, right?
I played this character named, Angel. I only had like 2 scenes. So I was super, super pregnant. So you probably wouldn't even recognize me, but I'm in the scene where Brad comes to the ranch and gets introduced to everybody, and with Lena Dunham, and then I go off to get the guy to come back and make sure that he's cool, because Pussycat brought him on, and, kind of have to sniff him out. But
how many days were you out there?
I was out there for just 2 weeks, but I only actually was on set for 3 days.
Yeah, but you got to hang out.
Yeah, and he was writing. He was trying to figure it out, what he was going to do with all of us as we were there. He wasn't sure what was going to happen at the ranch and what he wanted everybody to do. So at least the girls. So he wrote my little scene, my 2 lines that I have on a piece of loose leaf paper with a pencil, and folded it up and stuck it in my trailer that morning. I was like, because I've known him for a while. And I met him at Eli Roth's house, but I knew him from Greg Nicotero's house from many years ago, but I had forgotten that I'd met him before. And so I was like, oh, Quentin. And then he said, I know you. I was with Greg and you were 12 and da-da-da-da-da. And we went outside to talk, and it was like a fancy party. So everybody was all dressed up, all pretty around the pool and everything, and catered, and photographers and all that Hollywood bullshit. And Quentin thought it would be funny if he pushed me in the pool.
Oh my God.
So
hysterical.
That's not hysterical. I mean, you kind of need to know if someone's gonna. Were you cool with that? Did he do that?
He created a friendship, and he jumped in after me, but I don't think he meant for me to actually go in the pool. I think because he kind of like pushed me from the back in like a funny way, but he's, I'm 5 feet and he's humongous. So, but I just happened to lose my balance and fell into the deep end. And then, in front of hundreds of people, like fully dressed up, boots, purse, like drink, cocktail. I fell into the deep end. So an absolute nightmare. I was so embarrassed. And then he jumped in with me. So we built this friendship. And then he said, I'm going to replace all the stuff that I ruined up here, since I'm like dumping water out of my nice bag. And so we went and had lunch and went shopping, and then developed this like really fun relationship. Then I went to his house, and I had not seen From Dusk Till Dawn ever. And he was like, what? You've never seen From Dusk Till Dawn? I said, no. So we had a margarita and we watched together. And then when we were done, he said, I want to watch Halloween 4 with you. We turned Halloween 4 on, and he looked at me and he said, I can't believe I'm watching Halloween 4 in my house with Danielle Harris. I'm watching Halloween 4 with Quentin Tarantino. My mind's exploding right now. So, he's just lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Do you know him, Dwight?
Well, peripherally, you mentioned Dusk Till Dawn. I was down there in Austin with Robert Rodriguez and his whole thing down there doing Dusk Till Dawn, but the TV show.
Right.
And so I did multiple episodes of that. And the whole thing down there was kind of a lot about Quentin, because a lot of his people were there, because Robert and Quentin share the same crew and first ADs, and there was a lot of back and forth with that. So I've never met him, but obviously I'm a big fan, but I'm kind of flattered that he watched Halloween 4. That's really good. I'm sure he gave you notes, and I should go back and fix them.
Maybe I'll get you two together. That would be awesome.
That would be funny. Oh my gosh! We have to say more about Kathleen Kinmont. Is this your show?
Well, yeah, but it's not about me. Although I do like where you're going with it, so I'm actually. But no, there was another piece, Danielle, where you were supposed to have a line that he loved that got eliminated from Last Boy Scout. So continue on with Once Upon a Time. First of all, I have to say, him pushing you in the swimming pool is like, now he needs to write a book called I Should Have Been Nicer to Danielle Harris. So yeah, he's going to need to write something. But yeah, I want to tell this story. This is so freaking classic.
Which story?
Well, it starts really with the Last Boy Scout with the line that you didn't get to have, okay? Yeah. And you were going to deliver it to Brad, and then, okay, go ahead. But you were pregnant. I was
supposed to have a C-section on the 3rd, and I was supposed to go in for a different character, and I ended up, messaging him saying, I'm 5 months pregnant, and you're like, way too late. I can't, I'm gonna have the baby. And then they asked when I was going to have the baby, and I said I'm going to have him on the 3rd, so they booked me till the 2nd. I think he was trying to get me to have him on camera or something.
Yes, that's totally Quentin.
And he's writing stuff for me because he doesn't really know what to do with me. He just wanted to put me in there. And he said, I have an idea. I want you, the scene where they're all telling him to fuck off when he's getting booted out at the end. So they're all standing there yelling at him. And, Quentin said to me, I want you to say this line that they cut out of that movie, The Last Boy Scout, that I did with Bruce Willis. Which I don't even know how he knew that they cut the line out. But the line was, take a bath in my ass.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, Shane Black. So that's what I was supposed to say to him. And I was so excited. So excited to be able to say that I said that to Brad Pitt, and then I ended up having the baby and not getting to go to set. So I went to my doctor in the morning. I was supposed to go to set, and then I went right to have my kids. So, yeah. So I didn't get to say take a bath in my ass, but the fact that he remembered that or knew that was even a thing was just crazy.
See, we were talking about levels of fan. There's either there's a fan, fanboy, then aficionado. That is aficionado territory.
Yeah, that's a deep dive.
It's a deep ass dive where the bath happens. Yeah. Oh my God. Truly, Danielle, you were so unrecognizable in that film. I saw the film twice on the big screen, and I would have never known that was you.
I was really large, and also I had crazy frizzy hair, and we were told not to groom ourselves at all. And my fear was that I was going to go into labor, and I was filming out in Simi Valley, but I was delivering at Cedars, and I was so scared that I was going to go into labor and look like I was homeless going into the hospital because I was covered in fake dirt, dirty fingernails. I hadn't had my eyebrows done, or my hair hadn't been washed in a week. Just filthy, disgusting. And I thought, this is going to be, I'm going to have to go deliver looking like I live on the street. It's going to be awesome. Thank God I didn't, but close.
Now, after Halloween 4, since you mentioned that, I went to Budapest with Robert Englund. Have you worked with Robert?
Sure, many times.
Who else has worked with Robert? And Ellie, have you worked with Robert Englund?
No, but I read, he's Nightmare on Elm Street?
Yeah.
At the same time I got Halloween 4, they were looking at me for the lead in Nightmare on Elm Street.
Right. That's right. Wow. You're up for both. I've read that somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Well, I lucked out and I got you, Dwight.
Thank you so much. And now you cannot shake it.
But no, other than that, I've not worked with him. No.
So I went to Budapest with Robert. And I won't get into the whole details, but there's a whole Brad Pitt thing that happened over in Budapest.
God.
Ooh, what? I want to hear the details.
Yeah, on another podcast.
Okay. On your feature.
It's funny because I don't really know these people, but there's these strange lines that seem to go through everybody. Like it's all like 1 degree of separation.
Yeah.
Or no degrees. Anyway.
Right.
Have you had a chance to give Quentin the book yet?
I have not talked to him. I need to call him and see if he'll come over and do my commentary show.
Oh my God! What would you watch with him?
Ooh, oh Jesus. That'd be a really hard one to pick.
Wait, Danielle, you have a book too?
No. The commentary show that I'm trying to get you to.
It's called Commentator, and it's sitting on the couch with Danielle and watching one of your movies. Yeah, it's really great. I loved the episode with Dee Wallace a lot. That was great, Danielle.
Yeah, that was. I mean, Cujo just blew my mind.
I would love to commentate Marked for Death if you ever do that.
I love that you're a Marked for Death fan.
Love Marked for Death. Love Rapid Fire too.
Maybe you should watch that. Sorry, go ahead.
Those two, people seem to like those two a lot. And then Halloween and Phantom. But I have done other things.
I know.
I almost got together if you'd have done Free Willy 1. That would have been a better experience than I had.
See, this is the thing with Danielle. My life just crosses yours because you were with Jason on Free Willy 1.
Yeah, that's right.
You know that Jason is my stepson, right?
Yeah. When I saw you at the convention, I think for Halloween, I was like, wait, how do you... That's so crazy.
I know. It's just, it's so crazy. So, I did a movie more recently, a couple years ago, with Robert Patrick and Heather Graham and that group. Have you worked with Robert?
Yes.
I knew you would have.
What about Heather Graham? Have you worked with her, Danielle?
No, I only work with men. Other than Halloween 4, I haven't had any women in any movies that I do that I work with. It's always men.
Well, we have to say, though, that relationship, just on Halloween 4 for 1 second, those two sisters are the movie.
Yes, they
Rachel
are.
and Jamie.
Absolutely.
I mean, Kathleen, you were a lovely foil. You were the antagonist in a loving way.
Well,
but that relationship, and I didn't even know what we had until I was in the editing room, to tell you the truth. I mean, I knew we were getting good material, but there was something that happened in the editing room where the sisters were just like, or stepsisters, whatever they were.
They were sisters. They were so connected.
And the audience was so invested that all the action and the townies and the horror and the Meeker and the Loomis and all that stuff, we were just with those two. I learned a big lesson about that.
What was it?
Every script, it's like I've looked at, and I'm like, who's the Rachel and Jamie of this script? You you have to find that, because you can tell any genre, if you have what we'll call from now on the Rachel and Jamie.
Wait, but Dwight, back it up, brother. Did you just say that it happened in the editing room?
No, I'm not saying I made your performance. I'm saying I didn't know what. No. I'm saying I didn't know what I had. It's like you're shooting and you see the dailies and, it's all looking good.
But we did, didn't we, Danielle? We knew. I'm
sure you guys knew. But when I started to see these scenes come together, that's when I really knew I had something special. Because, I mean, let's face it, the way people look and react, and then you build a scene, and suddenly it's like, well, that's not exactly how I shot it, but this is great. So, no,
it's
come on
exactly
now.
the same. It's exactly the same as chemistry between lovers. You cannot fake chemistry.
No.
And when it's not there, I don't care how good you are, how much fame you have, and I've seen scenes where you can feel it. It's palatable. If it's not there, it's not there. But when it's there, it's really special.
Yeah, it is. It's the X factor.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know. But what I'm saying is I know I was excited about the dailies, but there was something in that movie in particular that happened when we put it together, where I started to think maybe this movie could really work. You never know. I mean, let's face it, I've shot bombs, not many, but a few. But you work just as hard on the bombs as you do on the hits, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't dog it through the bombs. You just can't make them work. And sometimes the harder you try, the worse it gets.
Mm-hmm.
Were we fun, Dwight, or were we all just so green that it was like being a kindergarten teacher?
No. The reason you were all fun is because you were green and you wanted it to work.
Yeah.
And you wanted to try, and you weren't shut down, and you weren't trying to keep me away. And I've worked with a lot of established stars, and the problem is they have a lot of walls built up already.
Yeah.
Because they've had a bad experience with directors, or they are in a fight, or there's something. And what happens is all you feel is the wall of resistance and the ego and the image, and you feel all the star stuff that we all know about. But when you have young people who are like, what do you want me to do? Let's try it. Let's do something. Let's make it better. That's like so exciting. And you can find that in some experienced actors. Robert Patrick is like that. He's done everything. He's worked with everybody. But when you work with him, and I've worked with him like 4 times, he's like, Dwight, what do you want to do? What do you want me to do? Let's try it. He's got that. He's got that
team player attitude, which when you have team player attitude and when you continue to work and move through your life with a grateful heart, then you are always open, right?
And
you're always present.
For directors, it's such a relief because we're sort of the enemy a lot of the time. We're always like the one person the star can push back against. And when that breaks down and you feel like, oh, I'm not fighting, I'm engaging. It's just a real. I can give you a list, which I won't, of some well-known names that you just.
We can put a ticker tape across the bottom. So we go. Just like at warp speed. We'll all throw it in. It's just like one long hashtag.
A bit of resentment. Just one hashtag of resentment.
I bet you I know who those actors are.
I bet you.
You've probably met a few of them, Danielle.
Probably have.
Hey, Danielle, just before I forget, another case of 6 degrees of separation, the fact that you played the daughter in The Trouble with the Truth.
Yeah.
He is a dear friend of mine.
Who is?
Don Shea.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
Yeah. Just funny.
Dan Ferens, who wrote Halloween 5, produced that and brought me on to do that. Really? So I still get jobs from. I
didn't know that.
4 and 5, like.
Wow, you really milked it, didn't you?
You really liked me. You did. I mean, listen, you're the only director, well, now you and Quentin, that have ever said to me, if I have something for you, I'm going to put you in it. And I'm like, okay.
Okay.
Did it with Marked for Death, and so no one else. Everyone says, oh, we got to work together again, and then it just
never really happened.
That's some really nice company you're in, Dwight. I mean, seriously, beginning of my career too. Did I
get into the book?
I want
a book. You know what? I did not put anything in Halloween 4 with in the book because I felt like I've done so many conventions and the reunited thing with
You told all those stories.
I feel like I told all those stories, and they're well documented. People that are real Halloween fans have gone and watched those DVDs of the 25, the 30-year reunion thing, and I feel kind of bad now though. I feel like I probably should. This is my first show, and no, you're not in the book. But you know what? The guy who wrote the foreword, the brilliant writer, producer, also a director, Nick Vallelonga, he wrote the foreword. He wrote and produced Green Book. And the movie that I did with him, Corporate Ladder, with Tony Dennison and a lot of really cool people, that would actually get me to Kevin Bacon, basically. So he's not mentioned in the book either. So it's like, hey, will you write the forward? And I never even remotely even hinted about you. But there are a lot of really...
Yeah, we're all just in your rearview mirror.
You guys are all going to be in the sequel, which is going to be I Should Have Been Nicer to Danielle Harris, part 2 of Quentin's. No, it probably should be I Should Have Been Nicer to Myself. I think we all need to write that.
Kathleen's book is the greatest thing that ever happened to me.
Aww.
That's how I met her.
Oh my God, that's fantastic. I want to get a copy. Do I order it online?
Yes, you can get it online at KathleenKinmont.com, but I will be sending you one. Here's my other book, though, that I also wrote and released at the beginning of this year. Illustrations by April Valentine. Beautiful, beautiful illustrations. Danielle has, this is my story about the creation of the world. This is how it happened.
A unicorn.
A unicorn and a Pegasus. And notice all the differences. But this is a really lovely children's book that Danielle's son, both of her sons, I made a copy for them, and she, you know, you guys, like, we've had a lot of roles in life, and as we all know, the 5 of us sitting here, the greatest role is being a parent.
Yeah.
And watching Danielle with her little boy is so precious, and, you know, I wrote this because of my daughter, who one day when I was driving her when she was 4 years old to preschool, she had been watching The Wizard of Oz on repeat, you know, and like that was the movie for her at that age. And she was pretty fascinated with, is the house still going to be here when I come home? I was like, ooh.
That's a fair question.
Yeah, totally fair. I mean, so I said, of course. And then we're on our way, and she said, she's looking outside, and she goes, Mommy, who made all this stuff? And I said, well, I'm pretty sure it might have been God. That's what I've heard. It's kind of God. And she goes,
that's the rumor.
that's the word on the street. And she said, wow, that's a lot of work. She must have been really
Oh, okay. Nice.
I'm like, yeah.
Nice
She was sweating like a horse, actually, at the end of it. So hence, this is what came out of it. And, you know, we get inspired by our kids. And,
completely.
Yeah.
Now, Kathleen, you have to ask me one last thing, because I'm turning into a pumpkin. I got to...
Okay, yes. Okay, then let's...
I made a promise.
Okay.
You've got to ask me one thing.
Okay, all right. I've got like this kind of fun like list of questions, but I'm curious since it is the you know, we were asking about like what is your favorite behind the scene moment of making Halloween 4, and what is your favorite scene that made it to the film that you always look forward to seeing every time you watch it, which you've seen it 100,000 times. But there's got to be that one thing where you're like, ooh.
Well, I don't know if this reflects well on me or not, but I like Ellie at the wheel, Danielle hiding below the seat, Michael in the highway, grinding the gears down, and hitting that guy at 80 miles an hour. He flies through the air and lands, and it is, I don't know what it is about that, but every time I see it, I get so jacked up.
It sounds like it's really satisfying, Dwight.
Yeah, it's very adrenaline-y for me. Well, it is. It's a great feminist moment too, where these two determined sisters just bring.
Do you know what's really interesting is that is the exact same thing that Danielle and Ellie said, and they were also talking about. It was also their favorite behind-the-scene moment because it was so wild the way that they filmed it, and then seeing how it was in the final and how it delivered so beautifully. And that's what it is. It's the delivery of that the end.
Well, you've been waiting and you've been waiting and waiting, and he's done so many awful things to them. So it's a classic horror movie, you know.
But just the head being ripped off of its body stem.
Not good.
It was the directing, Dwight.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't fool yourself.
Yeah. Fuck off, Dwight. It was the directing.
Listen, I got work off that movie. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, we all did.
I got marked for death off that movie because a certain Steven Seagal watched it multiple times.
Wow.
Can you believe that?
Wow.
He got his 750.
He got his 750. He called me personally because of that movie. Isn't that crazy?
I have a Steven Seagal wall.
West, or are you on the East Coast?
What's that?
Are you out west or are you on the East Coast?
Right now?
Yeah.
I'm in Bell Canyon, California, which is a...
So what the hell are you talking about turning into a pumpkin? I'm 5 to 11 right now. What if you're going to turn into a pumpkin? I'm like...
Oh, no, it's a different kind of pumpkin. I have a dinner pumpkin. Not a go-to-bed pumpkin.
Dude, you're old. Okay.
Well, truer words. Don't say the truth, Ellie. Don't say it.
I am actually going to bed by 8:30 though. I got a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old.
But you're a young mom. You're allowed.
I saw some pretty fun pictures of you on Instagram having some fun in Vegas, Danielle. You looked like you were pushing the envelope. You were like, "Mom's out."
Yeah, I was in bed by 12 o'clock, and I came in. I was actually walked in on Saturday night, and I said to David, "I bet you turn on the TV, I'm going to be on watch." And I walked in, boom, AMC. I was like, "I told you."
Sure enough.
Isn't it crazy how much they play that thing?
Crazy. It's nonstop. But this whole wall, you were saying you got marked for death off of, Halloween 4. This entire room and then some. My whole resume is 100% from Halloween 4.
Wow.
Can you take over my car payments?
I was making money. I was saying I was working a lot.
All right. Well, come on, Kathleen. Last question. One more question.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, this one's for everybody then. This one's for all three of you. I'm always curious about a celebrity crush. A celebrity crush that your partner understands that, yes, that is a hall pass. I get it. And it might even end up as a 3-way or not. But, it's just that celebrity crush that is just like, oh, yeah, go, have fun.
Oh my God, you are so not in my marriage.
And Dwight, is yours Danielle and Ellie?
And I'm filming.
Let me tell you something. My crushes stay right here, locked in. There's no hall pass.
Well, you know what? I gotta say, there's something, I heard this today about Audrey Hepburn. And it was when she was making this film, and the director was this wonderful director, and her scene partner, I don't know what film it was, but her scene partner, the other lead, came up to the director 3 days in and said, "I don't know what to do. I'm married, and every day I come to work with this woman, Audrey Hepburn, and I fall in love, and I don't know what to do." And the director said, "So is everyone else."
Right.
And you are going to fall in love with her every single day that you come here. And then you're going to leave that because you know that every single other person in here is also in love with her. And we let her be her, but that's who, it's like that kind of thing. It's like free love.
No, why did you get so heavy all of a sudden?
Because you should be able to say like, "Oh my God, I love that person." But I get it. It doesn't have to be like, a sex thing, but it's just like a crush, just like that.
It's always a sex thing, Kathleen.
You'd think I would know this by now, right? Isn't it emotional?
No, I gotta ask Ellie. Ask somebody else that question.
Okay.
This is so wackadoozer. I don't know what it's about, but I have it big for Lawrence Fishburne.
Oh,
Really? That's out of the.
Hot. He's a cool customer. I don't know.
That's out of the box. That's out of the box.
Yep.
he's got some swagger for sure.
I party with Brad Pitt. He didn't do it for me. He was lovely, but no, Lawrence Fishburne is.
Okay.
I don't know.
That pushes.
No.
There it is. You said it out loud now, though.
Yeah, it's out there. You might get a phone call.
And I partied with Quentin Tarantino in a treehouse in Honolulu. Been there too.
Wait, say that again. You partied with Quentin Tarantino in a treehouse?
That I partied with him in a treehouse.
Okay, wait, okay.
At the Honolulu Film Festival.
Oh my God.
So you have been living this life, it turns out.
Not that life. Not that life. Danielle, who's your crush, girlfriend?
I love Jason Bateman.
Love him.
My weird crush lately is Chris Cuomo. I don't know what it is.
The anchor.
Cuomo.
You what?
Mine's Andrew Cuomo. My kids gave me a button on Mother's Day that said I'm a Cuomo-sexual.
My God, Ellie, that's crazy. I'm like, what is it about this?
You're not the little brother. I'll take the big brother.
Great, done. Perfect.
This sounds like double scoops right here, guys.
They're Italians. The two Italian boys.
That's hot. Can I film it?
Yeah. Oh my God, the two Cuomo.
Cuomo sexualizing.
Love that. I don't know what it is. When my husband comes in, I have to turn it off. I feel like I'm cheating on him. Don't worry.
I can relate to that, Daniel. Quick, turn it off.
Yeah, my husband is not. Yeah, he's not an actor. He doesn't get the whole "it's not love, it's location" thing and all that. Yeah.
Oh,
no, yeah.
I've made my mistakes. I'm just a clean living, tax-paying guy now.
You just feel a lot like Tom Hanks to me right now, and I feel very safe with you, Dwight. You're saying all the right things that the guy should say to keep the room safe.
Except it's a trap, though.
Yeah.
So you want to know mine?
But yeah, let's have it. Let's have the screen crush.
My screen crush is even beer influenced. There is an actor on Cobra Kai. Well, it's really the character. It's Johnny Lawrence on Cobra Kai. I'm dying. I'm putting it out there.
Is he the guy you meet?
Billy Zabka. Yeah, William Zabka. I think I'm saying his name right. I'm not fanboying hard enough, so I Google how to pronounce his name.
Wait, you're talking about Billy Zabka?
Yeah.
Wasn't he Karate Kid? No.
Yeah. He was Johnny Lawrence in Karate Kid.
Oh.
And then he morphed into this 55-year-old sensei. And the show is amazing. And he's great. And he drinks Coors Banquet all the time.
Oh my God.
Getting quietly shit-faced thinking about Johnny Lawrence over here.
But
yeah.
He got to you. He got the beer.
Yeah, well, I'm just really loving that show, and I think that it's fun, and I think that it's really great that they're bringing people back and imagining the storyline and telling a story that's now very current, but also has so much nostalgia attached to it. And I think that that's just really fun. I think that you should actually start getting inspired right now, Dwight, and start putting that thinking cap on and going how can I reimagine this thing, this little Three's Company? Whoop, boop, boo-doo. Boop, boop, boo-doo, boo-doo, doo. That's actually Sanford and Son.
Well, listen, I'm over an hour. It is a privilege to be amongst all of you.
So
and
great.
I bless everybody. Ellie, it's great to see you out there wherever you are. Danielle, I'll be calling you or texting you or something. It's nice to meet you, Mr. Mark for Death.
Thank you so much. I'd love to talk to you again one day. I'll pick your brain for a while.
Yeah, Corey has a really great website, podcast as well on Movie Graveyard, which is really great. That's how we met, and he's got all the great questions that'll really expand your. Fabulous.
I'll do Graveyard questions.
Sweet. I'd like to talk to all of you one day.
Yes.
Get it from Kathleen. What, Ellie?
Before you go, I just want to say that none of us would be here without you. So thank you.
Yes.
Being our fearless leader from the go. I learned so much from you.
Well, it's not a hit without you guys. I did my best, but it's not. Here's the thing, though. Honestly, it helped us all. It really helped us all. It's hard to make a hit movie. It doesn't happen that often.
But I have to say, Dwight, your opening titles for that film set the tone so beautifully. I mean, really, you're a storyteller, you're a visionary, and you picked us. So you were in it from the beginning, and having that kind of very strong, sensitive, well thought out person creates a real safety for young and older talent. You had Donald Pleasance, and he gave such an amazing performance too. I mean, everyone was so killer. You did a great job. Your local talent that you hired, that poor Wade kid, it was pretty magnificent. You did a great job. And I didn't know
I wasn't the first choice. That was hard to hear. You were like, oh no. I had to like, ow!
No, I had the screen test too. One was for Mustafa and one was for me. You were for me, but I had to do his.
You know what the sell point of the movie was for a fan was the fact that Mrs. Cornish and Mrs. Harris, you really believed they were sisters, that they loved each other.
Yes.
The chemistry between the two is really, for me, what I guess I like the action of, but the chemistry between the two, that's what really sold it for me. You actually were best if you cared about the characters.
Well, I'll take the compliments with love and with gratitude, and we can talk again sometime, Kathleen.
Oh, great! We're going to. You're going to be a featured guest in round 2 when we get to round 2. And by then, I will have watched your film with Robert Patrick and Heather Graham and Bruce Davidson. I can't wait. Yeah,
it's a little rough. It's a true crime thing, but I'm sure you can handle it.
I like rough.
Yeah, it's good.
Have you met me?
But Last Rampage. You can get it on Amazon, whatever.
Last Rampage, Escape of Gary Tyson. Escape of Gary Tyson.
It's a true story. It's pretty good.
But if ever you guys are in Manhattan, flip and look me up. Let's have coffee.
Hey, I was saying...
A walk, anything.
Sasha's in New York right now. I'm going to let him... Yes, I'm going to let him... Can I give him your number and have him text you?
Of course, yeah. I'll be there Thursday. Yep.
Okay, cool. I don't know how long he's going to be there. You guys are great, truly. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathleen.
Love you all.
Thank you so much. Bye, everybody.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Corey.
I'll see you in New York.
Hi.
Better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, sweetheart. We're going to see you on TV. I love you, Danielle. Thank you. Great job. Bye, sweetie.
Nice to meet you.
Say it again. Bye, King.
We're going to go ride horses soon.
Yes. We're going to make that happen. For real. As soon as you give me your free time, you let me know what works for you, Danielle. You give me your free time. I'm free all the time.
Anytime after October 31st, I'm good.
Okay, good. That's when the pumpkin ends.
Yes, exactly. Yep,
I love you.
Go to bed, right? Say night-night.
All right, night-night. Go read your book. Go read your book.
Yeah.
Want to go read it? Has you read it yet?
Oh, it's upstairs.
Yeah? All right.
The book?
With the horses. All right. Sweet dreams, sweetheart. Good night, you guys. Thank you. Bye, Danielle.